A deal on Dickens, who could resist? A stack of Austen, warmly kissed. Golden Age crime tales twist and turn, every page a treasure to learn. Books keep coming home with me, piles so tall they're all I see. Turn a page and sail the sea, reading always feels so free.
Hi, my name is Talia. Welcome to Talia Nerds Out. Just want to see how many book reviews I can get in for my books that I have read thus far or listened to thus far that are not in physical form, because it's a little harder for me to remember to review books that I don't have physically on hand set aside in my to review box. These books were either audiobooks that I'm reviewing now or Kindle books. So I just finished reviewing a Christiana Brand book. The next one here that I want to review is Hannibal by Patrick N. Hunt. And here's my journal spread. I think I may have maybe a little bit I want to write in here before I post it to Instagram, but I did enjoy putting this together. I didn't intend to go like just black and white, but I really like how that turned out. So this I ended up listening to on audiobook. I wanted to have just an audiobook available for when I was, doing different various things around the house. And I don't usually like audiobooks that much, but the reader for this, James Cameron Stewart, was a good reader, which is good because I don't actually have the Kindle book, so I really had to depend on the reader being a good reader. I didn't have the option to look back or read with the audiobook. I really did have to depend upon the reader, and he did a good job. This is an area of history that I am already roughly familiar with. I read about the Punic Wars last year in a buddy read. I read an Adrian Goldsworthy book about it. And I read previously as well a book on Scipio Africanus. I want to say I did that 2 years ago. So this is an area of history of which I'm already familiar, which probably also helped me in engaging with this book since it wasn't completely fresh knowledge for me. But I enjoyed having the reader. The reader was good. I don't honestly think it really gave me much that I didn't already know. Maybe filled in some of the gaps for me in regards to some of Hannibal's earlier history in Spain, and so that particular, his earlier history that I might have been hazier on, and also some more of his history after Carthage was defeated during the Second Punic War. So I think that's where this book, covered things that maybe I wasn't as familiar with. Most of the other stuff, like when he's in Rome, I felt very comfortable with that time period and with my basic knowledge of that. So not a whole lot of surprises when I was listening to that. Maybe a few things where I had my memory refreshed, but nothing like terribly new or groundbreaking. This was a nice book to listen to when I was doing other things. So I didn't have to engage my full brain with this because I was, like I said, already familiar with the material. I think I particularly enjoyed the post-Punic War section. Although I did like the pre-Punic War, I really think I enjoyed the post-Punic War section, hearing what Hannibal did after and everything leading up to his eventual demise. He never really lost that cleverness, like when I forget where he went, one of the places that he hid out for a while, and he ostentatiously puts what appears to be expensive offering, almost like or expensive gift, almost like a bank, in this temple, almost like he's putting it in for a bank, So he knew that everyone thought his riches were there, when in reality, some rather cheap statues had been hollowed out, and that's where his money was. And then when he left, when he realized he had to leave because Rome was on his tail again, he took his cheap-looking statues with him that had all his wealth in it. And when those who were like, oh, hey, look, he left his money behind, went and opened those chests, I believe it was, I think it was jars. They opened it up, and there might have been like a small layer of something that looked expensive. I think it was like tin, mixture of metals. And then they looked all the way down. No, it was just cheap, nothing of value from, all the lower layers that they couldn't see previously. So I did enjoy things like that. I believe I heard that story before, but I had forgotten it. Like I said, I enjoyed this book. There wasn't a whole lot. Honestly, I would give it a 4-star because it was a nice listen. But I don't think that if you've read anything about the Punic Wars that you are going to be, have your mind blown or anything like that. But if this is your first time reading about this era or about Hannibal in particular, I do think that this is a nice, solid book to read. It gives you the information in a way that's understandable. The reader is very good. And yeah, I think that this is a nice, solid introduction to Hannibal and his involvement in the Punic Wars. Now, of course, it's going to be very Hannibal focused. You're not going to get as much of what's going on when he's not there, but that makes sense. The story is about Hannibal, not about the whole of the Punic War. I did enjoy, like I mentioned, some of the stuff beforehand. So some of the stuff about Hasdrubal. Was that his father's name? I want to say it was Hasdrubal. So I did enjoy some of that. I did enjoy hearing some of the stuff about Hannibal's family. My alarm went off. That's a notification of that. It's an indication I need to close this thing, which is fine because I don't have a whole lot more to say about this book because there's not much that's groundbreaking here. Is this a good, decent introduction to Hannibal and the Punic Wars? I would recommend this, especially to someone who either wants an easy read about this period, refresher of their memory, or if they want to engage with this era and Hannibal in particular for the first time. So yeah, once again, these are stamps that I picked up a long time ago, so those are cool. This comes from one of the covers for Hannibal. This is the one that was on my audiobook. And this is just a random picture I found for when I looked up Hannibal, which I kind of love because, look, he's pointing back at his elephants and stuff while still heading the direction of the other horses. So I was very pleased with how this turned out. But yeah, that's it for me. Hope that you have a very blessed day, and I will see you the next time. God bless. Bye.
Books keep coming home with me. Piles so tall, they're all I see. Turn a page and sail the sea. Reading always feels so free.